destination. Lord, you're all I got. Nothing can deter me.
I am Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries. We'll make our way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together. We'll all sing there outside, just us in the sky. Like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter, or is this a fate? At least now I'm feeling better. I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? In the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together. We'll all sing there outside, just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours forever.
To the breakfast hour. It is tremendous Thursday, as Lady Coralie Karen would have coined it. And so we want to welcome you to the breakfast hour. If you're joining us on Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media platform, we do welcome you. We also want to say a special good morning to those who are joining us on our radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Good morning, one and all. Good morning, Mikey G.
Morning, Lady Good morning, Lady Elise. I was almost saying Lady Coralie Karen. Good morning, Lady Elise.
I know we do look similar. Yes, I will take that one. That's fine. That's okay. No problem. No worries.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Lady Elise, of course, I'm sorry. Good morning, gents. Good morning, breakfast hour people. Good morning, our VIPs, Canada, UK, and of course in the Caribbean and Grand Cayman. All right. So having said that, we are just going to go right into our devotional this morning and bring it to you. All right. So stay tuned. Our devotional comes up next with the lady Susan Long this morning. course, M&M Construction is responsible for this segment of the Breakfast Hour. So let's hear a word from our sponsors and get right into what we are talking about this morning.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
Good morning. This is day 20. Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Luke chapter 19, verse 38. The Way to Praise Him, written by Dave Egner. The triumphal entry of Jesus into Jerusalem a few days before his death focused attention on Christ as Lord. When Jesus sent his disciples to get the colt he was to ride, he instructed them to tell its owner, "The Lord has need of it." And when the crowds shouted their praise, they quoted Psalm 118 verse 26, saying, "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord." Jesus is Lord. His is a name which is above every name. The word Lord refers to his sovereignty. He is the King, and every believer in him is a member of his kingdom. We make Jesus the Lord of our lives by bowing to his authority as King. This means we live in obedience to him. Don't be like the man who claimed to be a Christian but chose to live in sin. When his minister confronted him, he glibly replied, "Don't worry, Pastor. It's okay. I'm just a bad Christian." Well, it's not okay. Not at all. Not for a member of Christ's kingdom. Every day, let us make sure we're honoring him with our deeds as well as with our words. Then we can join with others in proclaiming, Jesus is Lord. Worthy is God of our worship. He is worthy of our praise. Magnify him with thanksgiving and gladly raise your voices. Our quote this morning reads, "To follow Christ is to take him as your Savior and your Lord." End quote.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
ever hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take for yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Welcome back to this thankful, terrific, tremendous Thursday morning right here on the breakfast hour. And certainly we are feeling excited that we are have the opportunity. We are thankful that we have the opportunity to be with you this morning. So whether you find yourself already on your way to work, or if you're at home chillaxing, that's fine. No matter where you are on this continuum, this journey called a life, if you stopped by here, we are happy that you have chosen to join us. Now we have a touchy topic to discuss this morning, and of course, we know we don't exist in isolation, Mikey G. And there are a lot of things that
do not exist in isolation.
A lot of things happening in the world, and we pause at this moment though before going any further, Mikey G, to say thank you to our subscribers. This week we hit the 1,000K mark, and we are still growing. And so we want to say thank you to every single person that has chosen to join the Flashpoint family. We have a lot in store for you. We have a wide array of programs. Yes, so you have, and they're all positive. They're all geared to make our lives better. So we want to say welcome to the Flashpoint family. You might want to stop now and share and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed.
And of course, hit the like button, of course, that notification bell, to let someone know. I'll give you the opportunity. Every time one of these programs comes on, you get it first. That's it. Here's the question. Here's what I'm going to say, Lady Elise. If you think we're done, we just have that's what I'm going to say this morning. If you think so, we're done, we just have come. All right, so, I wanted to just chime in this morning on this morning's devotional. Do you know what the word...
we praise God? We praise God?
We praise God. We understand God. We call God Lord. And the concept of Lord is the idea of, I wrote it down here, so I'm going to grandson it and take a look.
Yes,
these things are fascinating, It's a terrible, fascinating thing, and sometimes we miss it, and sometimes people are like upset that we see it. When you see it, people are like, wait for this. I'm dying to have this topic a long time now. I never thought I would get a chance to even talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to even explore it or go into it too much. But all right, so here's the word Lord. And so God, the word Lord suggests that He is the one who is in charge of His domain.
Right.
That's what it says.
Yes.
And so I read in the Bible somewhere where Sarah called Abraham Lord.
Yes.
Was he saying that Abraham was God?
No.
But he was
Lord
of his
family, of his household,
of his domain. No, this is not a simple thing. It's not a simple thing. We want to miss it. And every time we go around, we are like some little snakes. In fact, we get the snake-like behavior because of the nature of who we take it from, right? And so we find ourselves snakish and swizzling around these things.
Michael G.
Let me tell you, oh my God.
It's an interesting,
Oh,
it's a very interesting point of view as Christians, right? Because we are Christians. We believe in God.
Yes.
We believe in Jesus.
Yes.
And of course, there are a wide array of programs that are facilitated here at Flashpoint. And certainly the Bible study, which is done by the Grand Revival team, is very interesting and intriguing, especially this week, where the topic is two greatest commandments, of course, and it speaks about loving our neighbor as we love ourselves.
Here's the real thing. We have gone outside of our houses to love our neighbors, and the first rule of love is to love home first.
Yes.
Here is how you love home. All right. So we went there a while ago, and I'm going to go right there now. So Lord simply means that if you are a husband, you are Lord of your house, of your domain. And if your wife do not see you as such,
which does not mean worship, right?
Hold on. I said earlier, all right, let me go again. For those who have been triggered by this conversation right now, and you're itching in your skin, and let me tell you something, this is the snake coming out.
I don't want you to spend too much time on it.
I'm not spending too much time, but if you don't allow me to finish, you're going to get it this time. This is when it's coming. I have to say it now. All right, so here's where it's going, Lady Ellis. Here's where it's going. I said, Abraham, Sarah called him Lord. So, hold on. So, since Sarah died and Abraham died, the Lords died. Because she didn't worship him as God, But she recognizes him as the authority over his domain and where he presides. And so she respects that position. Now, if you find that you are not respected in your domain, then something is wrong. Maybe with you as the man or with you as the woman. What is causing the Lords not to be able to be seen anymore? Where are the Lords these days? Where are you, Lords? Where are you? Are you still in charge of your household? You know the worst part about it. Here's the piece of this. Here I'm going to go. I'm going to end it right now. This transcends into worship. Ladies. By being that person who is considered the Lord of your domain, you are the one who is responsible to lead in the priestly role of your family. Just by being that person. Ladies. Let me ask you a question. Do you think we have any Lords left? Let me ask you. Would you be careful to consider your husband Lord?
Are you all right, Mikey G?
You see, hold on. Just by asking me that question tells you that this is not something that is anymore that's, we want to acknowledge. All right. So what we have done is we have thrown this concept of the male in the family or the man who is in charge of his family out the window. So now we can get all different variation of that. All right, this is burning like crazy right now. So let me fix that for you. The Lords are responsible for priestly roles and should be recognized for him being in charge of his domain. Guess where he's in charge of the domain? When you go into the temple, he's also in charge there as well. If you see anything different, the snake has come in somewhere and swizzle through there and give you a problem. So let's put it like that. All right. Fix that another time. I had my piece. I've said it. I'm done. I saw it, I'm saying, wow, I can't leave it. I cannot leave it. So if I watch our men fall by the wayside like the man who was killed or almost killed, and now we need a neighbor to pick him up. And the priest passed by, didn't get to pick up the men. They're just lying there half dead. Anyways, let's go to where we are going to go. Let's show you something this morning. All right, so we dubbed this morning's episode, basically we are not keeping a church service here. That's not what we're doing. But what we're doing is this. We're highlighting a few things. We believe in the Almighty God, and we believe in prophecy, and we believe in when we see it, we must say what we are seeing. When I was a little boy, I grew up hearing about the world is going to end. And you know how people are like this. Boy, every day you hear the world ending, and it's still here. Can't end yet. My grandmother said ending and it don't end. But here's a kicker for you. Every time you die, the world ends for you and Jesus come at the same time. Because it says, death is like a sleep, and when you wake up, the first face you will see is the Lord's face looking down at you. It is his domain now, and it's not yours anymore. And so that is where you need to have the mindset. You will die, I will die, if God don't come before, which I am hoping that he does, but if he don't come before and save me from death, death is going to be my outcome. I am as sure as I was born, I am certain that death is the outcome. That's it. It's not something very much welcome, Lady Ellis, but it is something to be given some thought to. And so we think about the idea of the one world order, the different things that will take place to create this one world order. And we have talked about what we call the mark of the beast for many times. We have not heard so much about it anymore. It's not a very popular message these days. Many persons, I think, have shied away from it because it's not so popular. That's something that many people want to talk about because they don't want to see themselves latch on to that nonsensical belief and thinking. And so it troubles a lot of persons to even speak on this behalf. But I am one soul that is just bold and just simply probably not mindful of others, what they think too much, but what I have studied and see and know and see come to pass. All right? We have been waiting for the Sunday law to be passed for years. Guess what? It has been passed for years, but not enforced. It's like, I remember one time, right in the Cayman Islands, we had a law called the rollover policy. And so what happened was, the then government, who was the other party, came into power. It was the UDP at the time. I'm going to go politics a little bit. That then Makiba Bush was the man responsible, they say, for the actual writing of this policy. But then the other government came in and said they enforced the policy, and then so many persons were affected, businesses, households, everybody, and basically messed up the economy a little bit and created a little situation. A recession came in, and of course you could have lined up with a recession. So don't hold me to say I said that the government messed it up, but just hold that a recession came and it compounded the problem. The argument was, we did not create the policy. It was the other persons who created the policy, but we use it. And so that was what happened. So one party created it, and the other party used the policy and then blamed the next ones to use it. It's like saying, somebody made a gun, and you take it up and shoot somebody with it and blame the person who made the gun for you to kill the person. So that's basically what's happening. So now there's laws in place that are now coming out. I want to play this clip for you that is now here. And it was shared to me by one of our elders in Jamaica. He shared it with me earlier, I think this week or late last week or early this week. And of course, we want to share it with you this morning. Just give you a feel of what we are actually having a conversation about, or buzzing about this morning.
It'll be a very special day, and I don't know when this was done last, but it's been a long time ago. Is that a correct statement? It's been a long time ago. So I'm going to sign it, and then a few of the folks will say a few words, and Pastor Jeffress will say a prayer.
We've been talking about the onset of one world order, one world government, one world religion, one world money for a long time. Well, it's no longer coming. It's here.
This is the event that begins the final struggle between the forces of good and evil. Under threat of continued extraterrestrial aggression, the peoples of Earth will come together to wage relentless war on all those who stand for Bible truth. The conscientious few who place the word of Yah above all earthly mandates will be seen as renegades. Individual religious liberty will be sacrificed for a promised yet finite safety. It is better for a few to perish, it will be argued, rather than the entire world is plunged into suffering under continued alien aggression. When the fifth seal was opened, John saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahuwah, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? The answer given is portentous, and foreshadows the intense persecution that shall come upon the righteous under the first woe. During that time, many will be martyred for their faith, as they refuse to unite with the wicked world to worship on a day that pays homage to Satan, the great deceiver. And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. When Francis, as Satan's representative, assumes leadership of the world while negotiating a peace treaty on behalf of the human race with the fallen angels, then Satan will have achieved his long-desired goal to rule the earth. This Jesuit Pope unites mankind in infamy, all under one government and one religion, none of whom will ever know the beauty of eternal life. And this so very close to the second coming of Yahushua, the world's Messiah. Pope Francis then stands before those left upon the earth as their prime benefactor. Any attempt to place the Pope at the head of a unified one-world religion would notoriously fail. The Pope would never be accepted as the savior of the human race in a brokered peace treaty with demons. The masses would see Francis colluding with fallen angels and turn from him with abhorrence. An even greater fraud that will follow quickly thereafter. The devil's masterpiece. Counterfeit second coming.
Sabbath day is on Saturday instead of Sunday. The law was on Saturday, but the Roman Emperor Constantine changed that law. And the reason it's such a big deal to Sunday is a pagan type of worship in reference to the sun god. But here's the most interesting thing. In the future, the Roman Catholic Church is going to issue a forced Sunday law. And this forced Sunday law would be the mark of the beast.
Daniel 7:25 says that an earthly power growing up out of Rome would attempt to change God's law. God says, beware. Listen to what the Convert's Catechism, a Roman Catholic instructional guide, correctly says regarding the change of the Sabbath. It is clear. Question: which is the Sabbath day? Answer: Saturday is the Sabbath day. Question: why do we observe Sunday instead of Sabbath? Answer: because the Catholic Church transferred the solemnity from Saturday to Sunday. Let's go to the Catholic Encyclopedia. We are looking at volume 4, page 153. The Church, after changing the day of rest from the Jewish Sabbath of the seventh day of the week to the first, made the third commandment refer to Sunday, because whoever receives the mark will be eternally destroyed. We will go straight to the Bible. The mark of the beast will be a substitute or counterfeit of the seal of God. The mark of the beast will be an issue of worship, an issue of obedience. Who will we serve? There will be an economic boycott on those who refuse the mark. So the mark will not be just a religious issue, but a political one as well. They have sought to change times and law. It is now time, friends, the moment we have been waiting for.
This is from Jesus' Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For assuredly I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass from the law till all is fulfilled.
Now, being accepted by 193 nations around the world, it says that this is the power structure fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads.
Wow.
Is that what you say? Wow. Yeah, what a state of affairs. What we certainly recognize, Mikey G, if you were around during the recent pandemic and how easily liberties were taken away
from you.
and we accepted it. It was fine.
We didn't just accept it, we welcomed it.
We welcomed it because, of course, when you're thinking about your life and living and the prospect of losing life, what would you give up? And certainly it was easier than I expected for us to just go along with the status quo at the time. And so all these things are happening, and as people of God, we have to keep our eyes wide open. How easy it is. I mean, we are all so attached to our devices, and of course, so much information, banking information, everything, they're being accessed. Yes.
Looking at, such a dismal going forward, the concept of the mark of the beast, is that something popular being taught anymore?
Yes.
That's something that you want to hear. You're not hearing it a lot.
Right.
Because for some unknown reason, we have been disillusioned by something or by others. Or some person might think that you are disillusioned. You think these things. You're an idiot. You're stupid. But then this is something that has been, I am a little boy growing up. And for me, I'm able to see it from a different perspective than somebody who was born in 1990. If you're born in 1990 or the year 2000, that you are just 20 years of age now, it sounds a little funny for you because you don't know. I was born when this thing was just a thing to be talking about. And I get a chance to grow up as a little boy hearing these things way back when. And so I would have been properly exposed to this somewhere around in the 1980s, like about 81, 82. You understand? And just getting the knowledge of hearing that there will be a one world order, and of course, a national Sunday law that will be passed that unified all religious belief system, and that one world religion is going to be the enforced religion, and if those persons who are not aligned with it will be punished. This has been the teaching that I received from a little boy until now. We are now hearing that many persons are chiming in on the actual conversation now, and they are saying it, they are realizing it. But it is sad that we, well, like I said, that the persons who came out in the forefront of this are not properly labeled on this conversation anymore the way we used to be labeled. Because was the go-to conversation, because it was a thing to talk about, because you knew it was coming. But somehow the delay, like the 5 foolish and 5 wise virgins, let everybody fall asleep, and somehow I think some of us wake up without the oil, and so we don't have any to burn now. So there are people who are not even a part or affiliated who are actually having the conversation about this. Total strangers to the matter, to the message, right? And they now see it. But God says he will use just about anyone or anything to make his message go. He gave it to the Jews and they didn't do it. The Gentiles got a chance. And now the Laodicean church is asleep. And so it is a very interesting place to be. Hearing the concept, I don't know what you know about the whole system as it was recognized, or even suggested, about this whole mark of the beast, one world order. I don't know what your exposure was as a little child growing up to it. What was your exposure like to that?
To the
whole concept of it. That the Pope is, like it says that the Pope is the leader of the order. It says, all right, go on. Let me hear you.
Well, what I recall is a lot of prophecy seminar in terms of what was happening and what would be expected in the future. But certainly it's something that was taught on every level. So it was taught in Pathfinder Club, it was taught in Bible class. And at that time, we would certainly be abreast of current events, and we would match these events that one day soon, we used to say soon, that certain liberties would have been taken away.
And that was a long time ago, decades ago. Decades ago.
Yeah, and that is why when we have our camps, we used to have I'm from West Jamaica Conference, so we had what is called Westcon Yucca, which is our youth camp, which is usually around about the Easter time. And the thought that we are used to living outside of the comfort of home, because certainly prophetically we were told that there's going to be a time when the freedoms would have been removed. So therefore, you would have known to live without these, not essential, these fluff things, these other things. We don't need electricity and those things. We made it work.
You know, we are at a time. I don't think I'm going to be, going much further with it. I think the whole video was a little bit self-explanatory. There are a few things that we might want to look at. The alignment of the Pope in prophecy.
Yes.
The Catholic Church in prophecy. We want to. I would want to suggest a book called The Great Controversy by the prophet E.G. White. Was written over 150 years ago, if not maybe somewhere around here, that outlined all the events that would be taking place at this time that are actually happening as was predicted. That's what I want to tell somebody this morning. Are actually happening as was predicted. And we are seeing them come into pass. We are talking about them for years. And now in my lifetime, I've seen so many of those things come to pass.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
we can't fool ourselves anymore. Matthew 24 tells us that the prophecies are here to give to us the knowledge that these things are real.
Yes.
Coming to pass. And then it does another thing. It reinforces for the persons who are not Christians. When we talk about the prophecies, they realize that these Christians, they must be connected to a source that tells them the event of what's going to come. I mean, they have a higher power. By not teaching it, you have reduced yourself to rubble. The next part of that is, by teaching it and it comes to pass, and the world see it come to pass, and the church see it come to pass. When the church sees it comes to pass, it affirms the faith of the individuals who believes that they are the right part. They don't believe now. They now know that what they are teaching is right. And so if you were having a doubt anytime soon, this is where we are. For those who were doubtful before, it's here. We talked about this when the new president came in, President Trump came in, and we said he's going to be a game changer for the end time.
Yes.
And he's going to be one of the persons who are going to be doing quite a bit around that side. I mean, I would say to the whole thing that I would suggest that we are not claiming that this man, the president, is a bad person, an evil person, or any person at all. All we are saying is that he's part of the puzzle, pieces of the puzzle that is being put together to allow these events to be unfold. And it's like how you'd have a prime minister of Jamaica or any other, and they are the ones responsible for certain things that happen. Is that like they are the bad people, but under their heading, their thoughts and their ideologies will bring the thing to where it needs to be. And so this is where we are today. And so by our work, we shall know them. Deeds.
Indeed.
Our deeds.
Yeah, so that's a mouthful, Mikey G. So much happening in the world, but let's not be blinded. Let's keep our eyes and our ears quite alert to see what's happening, and let's not panic.
Here is what I'll say to somebody this morning.
Yes.
We are talking about what is to come. We are talking about the problems. What are the solutions? Right? So instead of going to where the problem is, we know already long time what the problem is. You won't be able to buy or sell.
Yes.
By standing up against some things, like I'm telling you, this is where we went the last time. Prior to the event of this new president, we were unable to speak about certain things or talk against certain lifestyle or behavior. We could not talk against it. And so we were silenced or cancelled. The word cancelled. In fact, we adopted what we call a cancel culture. If you talk against it, you cut off your money, you lose your job, you get arrested. If a pastor was said to be, if you were a pastor and you were called to do a marriage and you said, because of my biblical principles, I am not going to do it, you were arrested and then probably placed, probably charged for discrimination and all sorts of things. We no longer recognize what wrong is and what right is. And I'm not saying that sin is not evident in the world. I'm saying this world has become so sinful, we have adopted the sinfulness to be rightfulness, and we want to go forward with that. And those who stand up against wrong is going to be persecuted. Now, if you see yourself not being persecuted or attacked at any point going forward, then you're on the side that you're supposed to be on, and you're going down with everybody else. You're not going up. If you're not being attacked, if you don't stand up against it and people see you as an enemy to these things, you are going to be going with everybody in the fire with everybody. I'm agreeing with that today. I'm going to say it like that. Alright, spinal fortitude for our men and women. We're not talking about leadership now. We're talking about Christians. We're talking about the church of God, who is the salt of the world and should stand up and be seen as such. Speak it, man. Say what you are. Be what you are. We are not without faults, but we are called to be perfect. And as we grow in grace and in faith, we become more and more. These are people who are coming from different walks of life, all sorts of persons. You didn't born righteous, but you become. You change your ways, you change it. God uses a Saul, who was a known murderer, to become one of his lead evangelists in his work. That's what I got this morning. Of course, right now, I think it's time for our news. News time brought to us by SDA Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs right here in the Grand Cayman.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit SDA Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. SDA Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call SDA Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
It is Thursday, March 20, and these are the news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. I'm Corley Carring. HMCI to conduct tsunami exercise and emergency alert test. Hazard Management Cayman Islands will be participating in the annual regional tsunami exercise Carib Wave 2025 today, March 20. As part of the exercise, HMCI will conduct a national emergency notification system test for all radio stations and app users. During the exercise, the Cayman Islands NENS app will produce a loud sound lasting between 2 to 5 seconds between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Authorities stress that this is only an exercise and urge the public not to panic. 10-story Hyatt Hotel planned for former Margaritaville resort site. A developer is proposing a new 10-story Hyatt Hotel on the site of the former Margaritaville resort, previously Treasure Island on West Bay Road. If approved, the 4-star Hyatt Centric Hotel will feature 352 units, including studios, king and double queen bedrooms, and 1-bedroom suites. The development will also include a restaurant, a cafe bar, a rooftop bar, a pool, a ballroom, and a boardroom events space. Trio Architecture's founder and principal architect, Mike Strach, shared that Hyatt sees a significant opportunity for a lifestyle hotel with diverse offerings in the Cayman Islands. Privy Council deliberating on Cayman's same-sex union legislation. The legal battle over Cayman's same-sex union legislation has reached the final stage before the UK's Privy Council. 5 judges are deliberating on whether former Governor Martin Roper overstepped his authority when enacting the Civil Partnership Act in 2020. Lawyer Katina Anglin, who challenged the legislation, argues that Roper exceeded his constitutional powers. The case has previously been dismissed by Cayman's Grand Court and Court of Appeal, but Anglin successfully petitioned the UK court for a final hearing. At the core of the case is whether Section 81 of the Cayman Islands Constitution Order gave the governor the power to enact the Civil Partnership Law, and if not, what legal remedies should follow. Local recycling effort aims to reduce waste at Georgetown landfill. In Georgetown's industrial park, Jason Brown and Island Waste Carriers are working to divert waste from the landfill through recycling. Contractors such as plumbers, electricians, and construction firms supply waste materials which are sorted and shipped to a recycling firm in the southeastern US. The materials are processed into raw products and may even return to Cayman as new items. As recycling efforts continue, Mount Trashmore remains a looming presence in the Cayman skyline. Savannah candidates face off in debate. A heated debate took place Tuesday as incumbent MP Heather Bodden faced off against veteran broadcaster Donna Bush in the race for the Savannah constituency. Bodden, who won the seat in 2021, is running under the Caymanian Community Party banner. Meanwhile, Bush, a first-time candidate, is running under the Progressives PPM party led by Joey Hugh. Although both candidates kept direct clashes to a minimum, Bodden took an early shot emphasizing her years of community service over Bush's media career. Savannah residents will head to the polls later this year to decide who will represent them in Parliament. And in regional news, Jamaica's largest 4-lane bridge nears completion. Jamaica is set to complete its largest 4-lane bridge spanning 180 meters over the Montego Bay River in St. James. The bridge is 95% complete and is part of the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project. National Road Operating and Constructing Company, NROC, Managing Director Stephen Edwards, described the bridge as a significant infrastructure milestone, surpassing the previous record held by the 150-meter bridge over the Rio Minho. Jamaican social media chef Ramesh D'Souza is embarking on an international culinary adventure representing Jamaica in Norway's Saltfish Showcase organized by the Norwegian Seafood Council. D'Souza will join chefs from around the world in a 5-day hands-on workshop. He will prepare Jamaica's national dish, Akin Saltfish. The event highlights culinary ties between Jamaica and Norway through the shared culinary tradition of saltfish. The 23-year-old chef, known for his innovative fusion of Jamaican flavors, is excited to learn new techniques and bring back inspiration for fresh culinary creations. Those were your news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. Continue to stay tuned for more updates throughout the day.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back. It is a thankful, tremendous Thursday, and what a morning we have had. Certainly, we have been catching up on the current events and how they impact us on our spiritual level, on a daily level, Mikey G, because certainly we have to keep our eyes and our ears peeled and ready. And as we listen to the news, number one item, Mikey G, did you hear that we are going to be having a tsunami alert at 10 o'clock, and it's not going to be anything for us to be alarmed about. I believe the news said it would have been 2 to 5 seconds long, and approximately 10 o'clock on the radio and other areas you will hear an alarm, and certainly it's in preparation. You know, boy, I hate to think about preparation for a tsunami, can I tell you?
I remember nothing to be alarmed about. It was Ivan that was coming, and there are people who were partying the night and having a great time. We only saw the cars parked at the location. We didn't see the people the next morning.
Oh boy.
And that was just a serious thing. People were still asking, where are the people for these cars? They can't find them. I don't know if anything happened to them or they were
It's called Carib Wave 2025. It's annual regional tsunami exercise. So Carib Wave 2025, and so it seems to be something that has happened before, and you know, it's always important for us to be prepared. Carib Wave 2025.
Everybody's preparing one way, but they have not prepared themselves to if things go wrong. Not because things are going to go wrong.
It's the 14th annual, so it has been happening. The 14th annual regional tsunami exercise, Carib 2025, will be conducted on the 20th of March 2025. So certainly it goes beyond just our shore. It's something that is 14 years. This is my first. I'm sad. I didn't know. I have been under a rock.
So it's been happening for 14 years now.
Yes.
Yes. So we are not. So more likely because we are now in this, possibly in this space.
Yes.
Of knowing.
Yes.
We are more exposed to so many things.
We are more exposed to what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Interesting. Many persons are prepared for the tsunami, but not preparing for their soul to be saved.
Right. Very interesting.
And so you'll prepare for the tsunami, but you will not put any preparation for yourself to be in a better place. And you scoff and mock the things that may be beneficial to you. It's a tough place to be though. That at the last day of your life is when you say, oh God, save me.
Oh wow.
If you're lucky to say that anyhow.
And then there's so much happening in the news. Lawyer Katina Anglin is on the battlefield, and certainly she is not giving up on her dream and her mandate. We had her in studio, and you know she intended to rejoin us. I remember when we had the March for Jesus, and she is so passionate about what she believes in. It's more than a legal battle for her. Certainly, her belief system is propelling her to talk out and speak up for what she believes in.
What we know for a fact is that these things will come to pass.
Yes.
But because we know that it will come to pass, we play dead and lie down at the side of the road and say nothing about it. That is not the way to go for. I'm watching the Christian church doing it. Quietly twizzling like the snake around, not saying much. I'm saying it like that because only the snake.
But Mikey G, maybe it's just for the time, when the time comes.
Okay, all right. So all right. So it's a sleeping church. It's not a snake. It's a sleeping church.
No, and then we do study prophecy and we do study about Laodicea, and you're neither hot nor cold. So prophetically, God sees the future and sees what will happen. We sometimes get so comfortable. We're in our little comfort zone, unaware of what the implications are. Unfortunately, that seems to be our situation. But, Mikey G, it's almost time for us to get out of studio, and we have to share on a few items on our notice board.
All right, let's go with the items on our notice board today.
Okay, let's start with the mission trip. And the cost is 1,500 KYD. And this includes your airfare and food. And that looks like a wonderful package. And it's going to be held the 27th of July to August 10th. And of course, we're going to get someone one of the organizers here to discuss more about that event, Mikey G. And and of course, coming up this Friday, the open portal
with Pastor Marquino Ferron every Friday at 6:30 p.m.
Yes, and of course, karaoke and social.
All right, so guys, if you want to hear Mikey G sing, come out to the karaoke, and of course on Saturday night for that.
Maybe they won't come for that, Mikey G. I'm sorry to tell you.
You come and sing then. I won't sing. I will not leave you to sing. I will keep it quiet. Won't say a word. Alright, so what I will do though, I will make sure that I put some entertainment in place for you. I'll drop a few songs and keep the energy going. Yeah, I can do
that. And of course, our fish fry. Yay!
Flashpoint Fish Fry on Sunday, the 6th April 2025.
You don't need to cook.
Yeah, let's Flashpoint feed you for that day. Alright.
Yes.
Come out and enjoy some of our delicious fish. Is it fishes?
Mikey, why you get so distracted? Just eat the fish. Just have the fish. One.
One fish. Many fishes.
There you have it.
I don't want to spell the wrong grammar for anybody. So.
Please. So, on that note, Mikey G, it's time for us to get out of studio.
Yeah, and we wanted to share also the ambassador walk run.
Oh yes, the 5K.
5K walk and the run. I'm always getting lost in that one. All right, here it is. Let's do it. It's the wrong one.
That Christ can save anybody.
You're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Keep it locked.
All right, so we're just looking at that one. It just came on the screen. I did not intentionally put it there. I'm telling you. I promise, I did not.
You should have intentionally put it there.
But I did not. I did not do it. I personally didn't do it. All right. So we're looking at the walk. Ambassador in the Florida area is doing their the 5K walk for life on Sunday, April the 27th. And of course, $25 is for registration, and you get a T-shirt with that. And of course, it covers a lot of some other fees that are in that one. So please be reminded for that one coming up. can travel down and get a chance to be in that number counted, walking and getting the first place prize. I don't know. All right. Anything else, Lady Elise? I think that's it for today.
That's it for today.
Yeah, I want to end it like saying this one. I started off by saying the concept of being Lord, it says Master and Lord. Sounds that way when people say it. But Jesus says He is Lord. And not even that we want to recognize. We don't want to submit ourselves to Him. No way at all. So how will you do it any other way? In fact, here is the concept for it. If you can't love the person that you have and treat them as you would treat them and the respect they should get, you can't respect God and you can't treat God any better. So if you can't see your husband as the one respectfully in charge of your family and is respectfully the one responsible for the priesthood of your house and all of that, and you want to overstep him, even if he's doing a very bad job and you want to throw him aside, you can't claim to want to love Christ. For the men, you cannot claim to want to love Christ and disregard your wife and don't love her the way she should be. But I can understand what's going on. The conflict of who is in charge is a problem. And that is going to be causing the conflict for the rest of your life. Because what has happened is we have set a thing in place to say men versus women. And we are all competing for the top prize and the position. Nothing like that. There is no ministry for this and ministry for that. And we are all competing for being in charge. We have to figure that out, but I can't make it happen for you yet. I'm only saying what it is, and I see what the enemy has done to us. So. Like, share, subscribe to Flashpoint. We have some good stuff coming up and some stuff that you might not like. I'm just sure of that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, some people won't like to hear it.
I mean, listen, no, Mikey G. We live in the world is a big, beautiful place, and there are times, and I think it in every aspect of life, anything that you're doing, you're going to have persons who are for or against. It's natural. It is just part of being human, and so you embrace it as you share in love, and it's okay for you to share. It's called freedom for now.
Well, I'm saying, there are things that you will not like.
Freedom for now.
If everything that you hear you like it, something is wrong. Something is wrong. There must be something that disturbs your mind so much that you want to think about it long enough to have an actual thought about it and actually look at the thing to see if it makes sense.
Yes.
If everything is just ice cream and sugar and sweet, you don't need to do anything. But I'm sure of it. There are things that you're going to hear that you're going to like, and there are things that you're not going to like. But just not just toss it away, people. Listen to it first. Go research it before you throw it in the garbage. Please, listen to it. Take a look behind the curtains. See what you see. For yourself. Don't let anybody tell you something that they want to make you hear. Alright. Neither do we want to tell you that either. First, 3 rules to the game. 1. Do not accept. 2nd, do not reject. 3rd, go research. Go find out before accepting or rejecting. And if you use that application, you'll be right 100% of the time. Cannot fail. Alright, let's take us out. Let us leave the people with a good thought this morning. Our people are destroyed because lack of knowledge.
Have yourself a wonderful, tremendous Thursday. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Of course, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, And every time one of these programs comes up, you get to see it first. Of course, continue to listen to our radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Of course, today is Link Up Yardy Thursday, right here on Flashpoint. So catch me at 3 o'clock this afternoon for Link Up Yardy Link Up for that one, alright?
Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing better outside. Just us in the sky. Part of this circus, is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter, or is this a fate? At least now I'm feeling better, I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing better outside. Just us in the sky.
Corinthians 2:9 and 10.
No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him. But God has revealed it to us by His Spirit.
You're locked into the station that helps you tap into those incredible things that God is preparing for you.
You're listening to Flashpoint, the family radio. You're listening to